Scarecrows were originally created to help humans by protecting crops from birds and animals. However, over time, they became associated with eerie and terrifying imagery across films, TV shows, books, and games. The first time a scarecrow was depicted as a living being, rather than a simple inanimate object, was in the classic 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, directed by Victor Fleming. This film brought the scarecrow to life as a kind, intelligent, and lovable character. However, this concept also inspired the idea of making scarecrows frightening and villainous. This was later developed by Bill Finger in World's Finest Comics #3. When one of Batman's most iconic villains was introduced, the Scarecrow, Dr. Jonathan Crane, emerged as a terrifying figure. Scarecrow became a formidable and terrifying enemy for Batman because Dr. Jonathan Crane was a highly intelligent and ruthless man. He developed a special fear toxin that exposed people to their deepest fears and traumas. The only way Batman could defeat him was by overcoming his own fears and learning to control them. Eventually, Batman managed to imprison Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum, temporarily putting an end to his story. Moving forward, we have Dr. Sin, alias the Scarecrow, 1963. This film tells the story of Dr. Sin, a respected doctor and preacher by day who transforms into the masked vigilante Scarecrow by night to fight corruption and tyranny. He battles Colonel, a ruthless military commander trying to seize control of the village. In this film, the Scarecrow is portrayed as a heroic figure. The first cinematic portrayal of a truly terrifying Scarecrow as a villain came in Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, 1981. This movie follows the story of a man named Harley Douglas, who lives in a small southern town. The townspeople falsely accuse him of murdering a little girl and execute him in a horrific manner. However, after the people of that village brutally murdered him, it is revealed that he was innocent. His vengeful spirit possesses a scarecrow and begins hunting down those responsible for his murder, killing them one by one at night. Once he takes his final revenge, the spirit leaves the scarecrow, concluding the story. It's possible that this film was inspired by Batman comics, as scarecrows were usually depicted in positive or comedic roles before this. But Dark Knight of the Scarecrow took a dark and terrifying approach, presenting the Scarecrow as a ruthless killer. In 1981, the book Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was published, written by Alvin Schwartz. This collection of short horror stories for children featured a story about a scarecrow, which was later adapted into a film in 2019. Next, we have one of the most important and influential comics in Batman history, Batman: The Long Halloween, 1996 to 1997. Written by Jeff Loeb and illustrated by Tim Sale, this 13-issue series featured multiple Batman villains, including the Joker, Two-Face, Penguin, and Scarecrow. Although Scarecrow wasn't the main villain, his presence was notable. This comic heavily influenced the 2005 film Batman Begins. Batman Begins not only served as an origin story for Bruce Wayne's transformation into Batman, but also introduced Dr. Jonathan Crane as the villain. He worked alongside Carmine Falcone and Ra's al Ghul, all of whom had a common goal: to destroy Batman and take control of Gotham. Directed by Christopher Nolan, this was the first film in his Dark Knight trilogy. However, Scarecrow only appeared in this installment and was absent from the two sequels. When talking about legendary horror stories, Supernatural is a series that comes to mind. This show depicted myths and urban legends in fascinating ways. In one episode, Sam and Dean arrive in a mysterious village with an eerie farmhouse and Scarecrow. The townspeople sacrifice a person or family to the Scarecrow every year to keep it from harming others. However, Sam and Dean discover that, much like Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, 1981, this Scarecrow is possessed by a vengeful spirit. By destroying the spirit's remains, they put an end to the curse. Scarecrow in video games. Scarecrow has only appeared in two major video games, both from the Batman Arkham series. The first is Batman Arkham Asylum, 2009, where he plays a secondary role, appearing in Batman's nightmares and hallucinations. The main villain of this game is the Joker. However, in Batman: Arkham Knight 2015, Scarecrow is the primary antagonist, and players must stop him from destroying Gotham City. The latest Scarecrow film. The most recent film featuring a Scarecrow is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 2019. This movie follows a group of teenagers who explore an abandoned house on Halloween night and find a mysterious book. The book's stories begin writing themselves and coming to life. One of these stories is about a scarecrow named Harold. A bully named Tommy frequently mocks and abuses Harold, but after appearing in the book, Harold comes to life and turns Tommy into another scarecrow. With each new story, the terror spreads, and the group tries to uncover the truth behind the book and stop the horrors from escalating. This film is an average horror movie, but if you enjoy Scarecrow-themed horror, it's worth watching. Scarecrow's latest appearance. The most recent adaptation of Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow was in the TV series Titans. This show follows Robin, Batman's former sidekick, who leaves Gotham to find his own path and form a new team. However, at one point, he seeks help from Jonathan Crane in Arkham Asylum. Due to unforeseen events, Crane escapes and becomes the main villain of Titan Season 3. With the help of his team, Robin ultimately defeats him. This concludes the journey of the Scarecrow in media up to 2025. However, there are rumors that Scarecrow might return as a secondary villain in the Batman 2. Thanks for watching.